I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and you're watching and listening to Job Search Radio. Now, I received a question from someone asking me, why do recruiters always want to talk on the phone? Oh, terrible crime recruiters commit. Whoa, awful. They want to talk on the phone. Now, I understand at times it's inconvenient for you, that you're at work, you're with other people. It's easier to do things by email. But the question is, why do they want to talk on the phone? And it really depends on where they are or where your relationship is with them. So, for example, when I used to do recruiting, people would say, just send me the questions. And I started to do that, and I got some basic data. So I had a list of questions I would forward to people initially, and not everyone responded. It got very frustrating because people were telling me, why do we have to talk on the phone? So I would send emails and they wouldn't respond to those either. So I started to go back to the phone and reach out to people. And the reason I did was, number one, I needed information to start off with, because after all, you're sending out a resume. You're not telling me the depth of your experience. You're not telling me your salary. You're not telling me acceptable geographic location. I have no sense of your ability to speak, and firms look for that. I have no idea as to whether you were reasonable or not and what your salary expectations were. There's a lot of data that we actually get pretty quickly in a phone call, but let's look at different alternatives. So text, no. Can't hear the tone of your voice, can't hear the pitch of your voice, can't hear whether you're agonizing over an answer and you really don't want to do it, or whether you're sincere in wanting to do it. Obviously, I can't tell how well you speak or not, and there's a bunch of other stuff. Now, as we get further along in the search, we wanted to prepare you for an interview, right? We want to give you a sense of who you were going to meet with, how to present yourself, and as many emails and videos as I would send to people to prepare them for interviews, there was nothing like a personal phone prep from me in order to get people ready. It was the best performance because I could personalize it for the individual job. And if you're telling me I should do a YouTube video for every client I was scheduling people with, no. Don't want to put that stuff up in the public domain, and don't want to keep it on a hard drive, or in the cloud. It's just too easily hackable, and eventually, files get corrupted, and the sequence of interviews gets confused. So I may prep you for two people, one of them quits. Now I have one person and one person. I have to add it's complicated. And then finally, as you're getting later on in the search, and you want to collect certain data prior to the offer, you want to know whether or not someone's close to another offer. You don't want to do that through email. You want to get into a conversation with someone to get a sense of where they are in the search, how your client ranks, give them information real time, so that in this way you know whether or not it's worth your client's effort to extend the offer or not, whether you have to get the money upped or not. There's lots of stuff that's just faster and more expedient to do by phone. Now, if you ask the question, why do recruiters always want to talk on the phone when we could be using Skype? There I could agree with you, because Skype accomplishes the same thing. But, knowing from experience that what someone's really saying is, why can't we just do this by email? Email is completely inadequate for communicating what we need to in order to collect information, prepare you for interviews, and get you ready for an offer. So hope you found this helpful. And if you did, I hope you give Job Search Radio 5 stars in iTunes or Stitcher. It helps other people discover the show. And if you're interested in my coaching you, reach out to me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching, and we'll schedule a time to speak, and I'll figure out how I can help or not, as the case might be. Lastly, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show, because I love hearing from people who watch the show and have a good experience with it. So again, that's linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. I'll be back soon with more. And in the meantime, hope you have a great day. Take care.